Okay, I wanted to have a little short video here to make sure you guys could see how we're going to do this homework. So I'm going to lead you through one of the questions so you'll know, and you can do the rest on. I say lead you through two: one demand question and one supply question. So here on part A, they're talking about demand shocks, things that change that will affect our aggregate demand, right? The C plus I plus G plus X. So let's look at this first one in this demand shock. Economic booms in Japan and Europe result in massive increases in orders for exported goods to America. Well, we know that um, if we export more, then that's good. So we will have AD go in this direction, right? So we'll have an increase in AD, and the explanation would be uh, the what portion of the AD would affect. Well, so an increase in X, or the X portion, the net exports, would lead to it's supposed to be a leads to an increase in aggregate demand, right? So that would be an example of how you would do that. If you scroll down to part B, then you'll see they want to do supply shocks. So you can see we're looking at supply shocks. So what happens, for example, if we have new environmental standards and it raises the cost of making trucks and cars? Well, we know that that is going to slow it down for us. That'll slow down our supply of stuff. So we would have our new aggregate supply curve look like this, right? With our arrow looking like this. And our explanation would be due to a change. You can put a change in input costs. It's hard for me to write with my mouse, although it probably doesn't look a lot worse than my actual handwriting. A change in input costs, you might put a change in government policy, anything like that. So what you need to do on part A is show why it changed, which way it goes, and then give what portion of AD it affects, and then for the supply, which way it goes and the reason for that. Okay, so that would be how you do this one. Okay, if we are looking at if we're looking at the next homework assignment that I'm trying to bring up for you guys, the other one for the day. Here we go. I'm hoping. Yeah. So on this one, we're just doing part B. So on this one, it's giving you the changes, and you got to figure out if it's an increase or decrease in AD, or an increase or decrease in supply. I'd like you to go ahead and add unemployment to all of these. So how's it going to affect unemployment also? So let's say we'll do number 4 together, and I'll do all of these, and you can go ahead and do 5 and 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. You don't have to worry about part A. Just do the part B. So, for example, if this is a middle class tax cut, well, tax cuts give us more money, so we spend more. So the C portion goes up, the C plus I plus G plus X, the C portion. So we'd have an increase in aggregate demand. Well, the first thing that I would do if I were you guys, I would go ahead and say, okay, here's my price level and here's my output, right? Here's my price level for this one, my GDP for this one. So if AD goes up, that means that's going to be where our new price hits. Here's going to be our new real GDP. So price level, you can see price level goes up. So you would just sort of do that. Or if you're just writing it on your own, you just put an increase in price level, and you can see GDP goes this way. So it'll be an increase in GDP. And as you know, the further we go and the more GDP we make, the unemployment rate, which I need you to have down here, the unemployment rate will go down, right? So that's all you have to do for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is just figure out what changes, and then change that on the curve, and then see on the graph and see what happens to price level and GDP, and then unemployment. Remember, as GDP goes to the right, unemployment goes down. As we get less GDP, unemployment goes up. So go ahead and do that for all of these. So that's how you do both of the home